Hello and welcome back to the Honor Wrestling and to another edition of Raw Out of 10. And yeah, big show today because Clash of Paris is only a few weeks away. We've got some big matches in the close, including Jey Uso v Braun Breaker and the Women's IC Championship and Natalya against Becky Lynch. But we started things off with The Vision after another beatdown on the top babyfaces last week. After some hype from Paul Heyman, who made his name with ECW in Philadelphia, he turned the mic over to Seth Rollins, but the Architect was interrupted by Jey Uso's music and he got an enormous ovation. Uso cut a promo calling Braun Breaker a little dog he will keep on the porch. Rollins fired up the badass, infuriating a second gen star. Heyman invoked the names of the Sandman, Sabu, RVD, Tommy Dreamer and the Dudley Boys, and Uso accepted his challenge for an Extreme Rules match later in the night. Spicy, just basically to set up the opening match. Before backstage, Oscar apologised for interfering last week between Io and Roxanne and costing her the victory, to which Genius of the Sky declined any backup for Monday's match. She may have regretted the decision at one point as Raquel Rodriguez used her size and physicality to dominate her. However, the former Women's World Champ fought her way back into the match, fending off interference from Perez and leaving Rodriguez reeling. The Bullet Train attack in the corner set up the over the moon so the Sky scored to come from behind victory. A post-match beatdown by Perez led to Rhea Ripley making the save and standing tall with Sky. Yeah, good win for Rhea Sky. An intriguing little story of Oscar there. You got Rhea in there as well, so I think quite a lot happening with baby faces on Raw at the moment. I'm intrigued to see where it all goes. 6 out of 10. We then moved on to Oscar and Kairi Sane, who took exception to Io Sky and Rhea Ripley to come to her aid, but not her former Damage Control teammates. The shouting match ended with the Empress of Murray and Mummy with Sky stomping off in frustration. Before back in the arena, Penta squared off with Xavier Woods, the result of the babyface making fools of the New Day and mocking his opponents for a few weeks. Woods controlled a large portion of the match, but Penta fought back and wiped out Kofi and Grayson at ringside. With no more distractions, Penta delivered a Mexican Destroyer to get the win. 5 out of 10. Yeah, it's quite a simple match. Would maybe like seeing it a bit more competitive, to be fair. Next up was Mr. Iguana and Dragon Lee versus the Judgment Day. Obviously, the Judgment Day defeated Iguana, Nino Amorosa and Lola Vice in a 6-person mixed trios at Triple Mania, during which Finn Balor introduces demon-themed puppet El Dominito to combat Iguana's La Cesca, which was great. Balor and the World Tag Team Champion partner JD McDonough rekindled their rivalry against Iguana, who partnered Dragon Lee. The heels controlled the action early, and the babyfaces managed to come back. It wasn't enough for them to earn the victory, though, as they proved why they're the top heels on Raw. Balor and McDonough shook off the introduction of Yaeska and earned the win when the former Pin Lee. A post-match beatdown led to a surprise appearance from El Hijo, who took the fight to Judgment Day and laid out by Intercontinental Champion and World Collide opponent Dominic Mysterio. Set that up. Great to see Vikingo on Raw, and I think in the whole Triple A crossovers are great. Did this one really make the mark? I'm not going to say it's excellent. I thought it was okay. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. The latest video featured Bayley Ed, centred on the internal dialogue she has been having with herself in recent videos. It included with the role model admitted she didn't know what she needs, to which the same internal voice responded, "How about a hug?" Very interesting, and could we get Hugger Bayley back? Who knows? Back in the arena, Natalya was forced to fight through tremendous pain in her shoulder following a nasty collision against the ring post. Lynch, a seasoned competitor with a sparkling resume that can be contributed to her advantage, take every opening, certainly did that. Slowed by the pain, the Queen of Hearts was facing the prospect of surviving rather than serving as the aggressor. Lynch laid out Maxine and Akira Tozawa at ringside, applied the disarmer and got the submission win. A post-match beatdown of Dupree by Lynch ensured before Nikki Bella made the save and laid the man out, furthering their rivalry. Basically, it's all just to build up for that. It's alright, but nothing really too memorable. Just building towards that match. 5 out of 10. Chants of Naomi then rained down from the stands as she took to the ring to address the WWE Universe. She directed the fans' attention to the video screen where she and husband Jimmy Uso told Stephanie McMahon's What's Your Story podcast she's pregnant. Instead of taking the predictable route of being a straightforward babyface, she healed it up, refusing to hand over the gold to Adam Pearce. She said the bloodline will continue and laid her championship belt in the centre of the ring. However, Naomi warned the locker room she will be coming back for her title, even if it means holding her baby while she does it. And fantastic news. Congratulations to Naomi and Jimmy. Amazing news. Not much more to say, so we're going to go straight into the main event. Braun Breaker threw caution to the wind early in Monday's main event, and nearly brought the match to a close and put himself on the sideline. An early bump over the top rope and onto a shopping cart of weapons left him hobbled, and his knee clearly hampered him. However, Breaker shook it off and seized control of the match. Uso proved his own resiliency, fighting back into the match and delivering a spear for a near victory. Babyface unloaded on the badass before Bronson Reed made the save. This brought out LA Knight, then Seth Rollins, and finally CM Punk as the contest went into chaos, but Punk Punk inadvertently sent Knight through a table, adding to the tension. Just when it looked like it'd be another big night for the Vision, Roman Reigns' music played and the ATC delivered a massive spear to Breakker. Uso drove his roll through a table with the Uso splash, scoring the win. Yeah, 7 out of 10. I think it's probably predictable with all the interferences and stuff, but it's still a fun match, and of course the inclusion of Roman Reigns is always good to see. So yeah, on the whole, I'll go at 7 out of 10. Overall, Raw this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I mean, obviously the show will be remembered for Naomi's announcement, and yeah, that was of course the highlight of the show. But yeah, in terms of wrestling stuff, some good stuff on there. Really enjoyed the main event and a few other matches as well. Some bits that maybe didn't quite hit the mark. I'd say it was a pretty, on the whole, solid episode of Raw, and yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.